Good evening, Owls fans, and welcome to Historic Ball Gymnasium as our Lady Junior Varsity Owls get ready to take on the Muncie Central Bearcats.
Sportsmanship has a face. Yours. Please set a good example for all our young athletes. The use of inappropriate language, harassment towards officials or an athlete may lead to your removal from this game. Now for the team introductions. First, for the team appearing on the guest side of the scoreboard, the Bearcats of Muncie Central. Number 1, Adriana Smith. Number 2, Rebecca Johnson. Number 4, Addie Davis. Number 6, Calista Cooley. Number 7, Jasmine Polito. Number 8, Leah Jennings. Number 9, Sarah Bilzer. Number 10,
and we're getting ready for the starting lineup.
Number 11, Adriana Robertson. Number 12, Brooklyn Emerson. Number 14, Hannah Norman. Number 16, Samantha Vestal. Assistant coach of the JV team, Melissa Paul Hill, head coach, Myra Rodriguez. All right, now on the field, make the noise for the part of the right side. You want the ball to go. Number 1, Esther Gill. Number 4, Casey Johnson. Number 5, Dylan Proctor. Number 9, Dave Burris. Number 11, Ronnie Carter. Number 12, David Simpson. We'll start with number 2, Barry Street. Number 3, Will Foreman. Number 6, Corinne Potter. Number 10, Rosie Bracken. Number 14, Haley Allison. Number 18, Sydney Joe. And number 20, Cody Nago. Assistant coach, Mr. Travis Nerdy. Your head coach of the JVL, Miss Mallory Clark. Good reminder, today's game will be broadcasted live on the Q.com.
And the teams get ready to meet in the middle at the net. This is the last match for the JV tonight, as next week we will be off to sectionals. And the Owls will be taking on the Newcastle Trojans in the first round at Delta High School. And out on the court for the Owls is Katie Nagel, Sydney Jones, Haley Allison, Grace Moorman, Mary Street, and Rosie Bracken. Corinne Meyer will be coming in as libero. Officials are checking the lineups, and we're going to get ready to start here very soon. Looking at it, the Owls have won the toss and will be serving first. Number 20, freshman Katie Nagel, will be back to serve for the Owls. There's an ace for Nagel. Owls starting off with the first point. Serve from Nagel. Middle attack. Nagel bumps it up to Bracken. Street sends it out, but it falls out of bounds. And that's a point for the Bearcats, and we're tied up at 1 apiece. Plus the Tweeney back to serve. Bracken tips it over. Outside attack. Jones one hands it up, but it goes into the net. And that's a point for the Bearcats. They're now up 2-1. Tweeney back to serve again. Nagel with the overpass. Bearcats set it up, middle attack. Nagel dives for it. Meyer, Bracken tips it over. There's a free ball from the Bearcats. Meyer's there. Bracken sets up Nagel. Down to the middle of the back court. Cross court. Meyer's there. Allison or Mormon. And that falls short. That's a point for Muncie Central. Nagel. Bracken tips it over. And there's the outside attack. Jones. Bracken dives for it. Mormon sends it over. And into the block. And out of bounds. That's a point off the Bearcats. Owls now trail 2-3. Mary Street to serve. Long serve. Right side tipped over. Meyer. Nagel bumps it up. Street sends it over. Cross court attack. Meyer one-hands it, but it goes out of bounds. That's a side out to the Bearcats. Sarah Biltner back to serve. Nagel to Bracken. Free ball from Meyer, just clears the net. Tipped over, Jones. Bracken tips it back in. Jones pushes it over. Right side attack down the line, and it lands in bounds. And the Bearcats are up 5-3, and Coach Clark wants to take a timeout.
This timeout, we do have a special guest today. We have the cow from Chick-fil-A.
I want to thank some of our sponsors. Texas Roadhouse with legendary food, legendary service, all the thoughts of legendary fun. Call ahead seating at 765-282-7113. Have a little bit of Texas right here in Muncie. Prime Trust Financial Federal Credit Union, where your story matters, offering a variety of consumer and personal financial products and services. With 3 locations in Muncie. And once upon a child, get stuff with previous experience. Recycle your children's nearly new items and get paid on the spot. That's once upon a child. And thank all our sponsors, and always remind you to tell them you heard about them on the Cube. Biltner back to serve for the Bearcats. Meyer to Bracken. Mormon sends it over. There's a free ball. And Street. And Bracken tips it over. Meyer, Nagel sets up. Mormon for the free ball. And a ball handling error. Gets side out to the Owls. They trail 5-3.
Hey, let's get ready to slide out now.
Corinne Meyer back to serve for the Owls. Fast serve from Meyer. Right side attack, and that's going to go out of bounds. Point to the Owls.
Point for the Owls.
Just clips the net. Free ball sent over. Jones pushes it. Nagel, Bracken, and it lands in the bench. That's a side out for the Bearcats.
Return lineup number 14.
Bearcats leading 6-4. I believe we have some moisture on the court, needing a towel. Emberton back to serve. for Muncie Central. And service error gives a point to the Owls. Trailing by 1, 5-6. Freshman Rosie Brecken back to serve. Tipped over to the net. Brecken and bounced it off of Allison, and that's a point. Number 8, Mia Jennings in to serve for the Bearcats. Meyer with the overpass. Nagels there. Jones tips it over. Right side attack. Meyer, Jones sends the free ball over. Tipped over the block. Brecken, he tips it out of bounds. Another point for Muncie Central. They now lead 8-5. Jennings back to serve again. Street to Nagel. Jones sends it to the back of the court. Back row attack. Meyer to Nagel. Allison sends it into the block. That's a point for the Bearcats. They've opened up a 4-point lead, 9-5. Jennings serve, handled by Meyer. Jones. And there's a point for the Owls. That'll send junior Sidney Jones back to the line to serve. There's a short serve. Sent right back over by the Bearcats. Meyer sets it up. Brecken with the attack. Jones to Nagel. Allison with the swing down the line. Back row attack from the Bearcats. And it lands right in front of Brecken, and that's a point. Bearcats are back up to a 4-point lead. And with that, coach is making a substitution.
Substitution for the Owls. For Johnson, replacing number 18, Jones.
J.C. Johnson in his lineup for Sidney Jones. Johnson to Nagel. Street sends a free ball over, and that's going to land just outside the line. Another point for the Bearcats, and they've opened up a 5-point lead in this first set, 11-6. Meyer, Nagel tips it over. There's a Street with the dig. Brecken, and it goes into the point for the Bearcats. And they've now doubled up the score, 12-6. Owls just can't seem to get in a rhythm tonight. Johnson to Nagel. Street. Back row attack. Meyer. Brecken runs it down. Street's going to send the free ball over and a good hustle play. Back row attack, and that sails out of bounds. Point for the Owls. They're rewarded for their hard work in that set. Mormon returns to the lineup for the Owls. Haley Allison back to serve. Tipped over. Brecken. Mormon. Nagel pushes it to the back row. And it into the net. The Bearcats dig it out. Johnson. Nagel sets up. Allison with the swing, and that's going to save. Check that. Mormon, and that's going to go long. Allison's going to make a substitution. Paige Turin enters the lineup for Grace Mormon.
Return lineup for the Owls, number 9, Paige Mormon.
Johnson back to serve, and there's an easy point for the Owls. Owls trailing 8-13. Katie Nagel back to serve. There's a tipped over. Nagel handles it. Bracken. Street with the middle attack. And that's going to sail just beyond the line. And that's going to give it right back to the Bearcats. Number 1, Adriana Smith enters the lineup for the Bearcats. And close to Tweeney back to serve. Handled by Meyer to Bracken. Back row attack into the net. That's a service error, and that's going to be, or attacking error, that's going to be a point to the Bearcats. They're now lead 15-8. Meyer, Bracken, Street sends it over. And there's going to be a point for the Owls. Substitution, Sidney Jones is going to return to the lineup for the Owls. Mary Street will be back to serve. Owls just can't seem to get a string of points back together. And net violation on the Bearcats. Get the point to the Owls. They trail by 5, 10-15. And there's an ace for Street. Owls now close within 11. Another ace for Street. And the Owls have put together a short run here. Close within 3, 12-15. Muncie Central calls a timeout.
From Chick-fil-A, who has some goodies, and we have Chick-fil-A sandwiches downstairs.
I want to thank Creek Run Environmental Engineering for taking pride in what they do. With 24 years of service, find them at creekrun.com. Star Insurance, committed to serving the needs of our communities by helping people protect what matters most, both professionally and personally. They're located in downtown Muncie on High Street. O'Neill & Associates, gain from a unique, individualized, custom plan using an independent perspective. Find them online at o'neillandassociates.com or call them at 765-896-9553. And Owls return to the court, trailing by 3. Street serving 2 aces has put the Owls within striking distance. And there's another one! 3 aces in a row for the junior. Owls have closed within 2. This one's going to be returned. Nagel to Bracken. To Corinne. Tipped over. Nagel's there to cover it. Bracken sets up the middle. Jones sends it over. It'll be a free ball from the Bearcats. Nagel's there to dig it up. Bracken sends it to the back corner. It's tipped over. Meyer sends it to Bracken. Back row attack from Nagel. There's the attack, and that goes outside the intent. Point for the Owls. Owls have closed within 1, 14-13. Give a shout out to Mary Street's parents watching us down in southern Indiana, Switzerland County. Bracken sets up Jones. Bearcats cover it up. And outside attack finds the back of the defense. That's going to be a point for the Bearcats. Owls have closed within 2, 14-16. Bittner back to serve. Meyer. Oh, and that's going to send it out of bounds. That's a point to the Bearcats. Now they're back to a 3-point lead, 17-14. And serving error gets a point to the Owls. They're back within 2, 15-17. Send Corinne Meyer back to the line. And there's going to be an ace for Meyer. Owls are within one. Meyer back to serve again. Just clips it out for an ace. Owls tie it up at 17. Long serve, tipped out of bounds by the Bearcats. That's it. Owls take the lead, 18-17. It's the first lead the Owls have had since they've led 1-0. Meyer back to serve again. Short serve, immediately sent over. Nagel's there to Bracken. She sets up. Allison, and then she gets a kill.
Point for the Owls.
Allison now opened up a 2-point lead. Muncie Central wants to take a timeout to talk about it. Give an opportunity to thank Savage's Ale House for their sponsorship. They serve Savage's signature sandwiches, burgers, and beer. Find them at Facebook at Savage's Ale House or stop in at 127 High Street, Muncie. Meeks Mortuary, serving all of Delaware County with sensitivity, compassion, and respect since 1844. And Fred and Diana Palmer with State Farm Insurance. Appreciate everyone's sponsorship of Burris Athletics and Muncie Burris Volleyball. You can keep track of the latest news, events, and scores of all of Burris Athletics on Twitter at Burris Athletics 1. You can always follow me at OwlsTV1 on Twitter. And Meyer serve goes long that time. Owls still holding on to the 1-point lead, 19-18. Emberton back to serve for the Bearcats. Nagel handles it. Bracken runs under it. And into the net. And we're tied up at 19. Brooklyn Emberton back to serve again. Oh, miscommunication on the Owls. Gives the ace to the Bearcats. Muncie Central now takes back the lead, 20-19. Emberton serves, handled by Nagel. Bracken sets it up, over the net, and Smith pushes it over for the Bearcats. And the Bearcats are back up by 2, 21-19.
A cell phone, you can unlock it, and it's yours. We have a missing cell phone turned into the score table.
Want to thank Rod Cross with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. When it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Stop knocking on wood. Contact Rod for all your auto, home, life, and business insurance needs. Call him at 765-284-5543. And Mo Southwest Grill, there is no I in team, but there is in burrito. Thank you, Mo Southwest Grill, for their sponsorship. Emberton back to serve. Serve handled by Nagel. Allison and again, miscommunication on the Owls gives the point to the Bearcats. Allison, Nagel's going to handle it. Meyer's going to send the free ball over. Free ball, come over for the Bearcats. Nagel has it to Bracken. Back row attack from Meyer. There's the tip over from Queenie. Tipped over by Bracken. Bracken sets up Nagel for the back row attack. And pushed over. Jones to Bracken. Back to Jones. Tipped off the block, and the Bearcats cover it. Nagel with the dig. Addison sends it down the line for the kill. Owls take the point on that long rally. Trailing by 2. That'll send freshman Rosie Brecken back to serve for the Owls.
Focus, backline, focus.
Go fast serve from Bracken. Outside attack. Meyer. Nagel sets it up. Allison in the back corner for the kill. Allison puts in 1.
Come on now.
Another low fast serve from Bracken. And into the net. Point for the Owls. Owls now tied up at 22. There's a Jones handles it. Nagel sends a free ball over. Middle attack, Bracken. Nagel sends it back to the middle. Owls can't get it over. And the service and the lead go back to Muncie Central. Now leading 23-22. Mia Jennings back to serve for the Bearcats. Meyer, Jones, Allison, and she finds the back corner again. And we're tied up at 23 points. JC Johnson enters the lineup for the Owls, and she'll be back to serve. As we're all tied up at 23. All pass serve from Jones. And the Bearcats are not going to be able to return. And the Owls are within 1 point of winning the first set. Serve from Johnson. And landing out of bounds. Owls take the first set. 25-23. Coming back after trailing 6 in that set. We'll be back momentarily for the second set. We get ready to start the second set. Lady Owls took the first set 23-25 after coming back from being 6 points down to take the win based on the strength of serving of Mary Street, Rosie Bracken, and Corinne Meyer that helped propel the Owls to the win in that first set. Second set, Muncie Central will be serving first. Khalees Twilley back to serve. Into the net, and that's a good start for the Owls with an easy 1-point lead. That'll send freshman Katie Nagel back to the service line. Rotation error on the Bearcats gives another point to the Owls. Nagel to serve again. Into the middle. Bearcats scrambling and pushing it over. Meyer to Bracken. Sets up her in. An attacking error. Gives the Bearcats their first point of the second set. Owls still leading 2-1. Check that. 2-1. Too early for 21. Sorry about that. Service error sends it back to the Owls with a 3-1 lead. Mary Street will be back to serve. She had a pair of aces in the first set to help get the Owls back in it to take the first set. And tracking error on the Owls. They didn't clear the tape. And that gives a point to the Bearcats. Owls still leading 3-2. That serve clear of Mary Street to Bracken to Jones. Right side attack. Bracken's there. Meyer sets up her end, and that's clear. And we're now tied up at 3 points apiece. Fullerton back to serve. Nagel handles it to Bracken. She tips it over. Jones pushes it right back. Tipped over. Nagel's there to cover it. Battle at the net, and it's win. Bracken's going to win that battle for the point, and the Owls retake the lead, 4-3. Haley Allison returns to the lineup. Corinne Meyer will be back to serve. Another rotation error.
Rotation error on the Bearcats.
And that gives the Owls another point. They now lead 5-3. Muncie Central coach is asking for a lineup check.
While waiting, fans, a reminder, if you are visiting your cell phone, we do have one turned into the scores table.
While we're here, we want to thank Berrywinkle Frozen Yogurt, best place for your dessert in Muncie with 14 different flavors of frozen yogurts and more than 50 toppings. Central Indiana Orthopedics, specializing in joint replacement, physical medicine and rehabilitation, pediatric orthopedics, and sports medicine. And finally, Marley Grill, with the best Egyptian food in Muncie. Thank you for all your sponsorships. Meyer back to play. Myers to serve. Right side attack. Meyer to Bracken. Nagel sets it over. There's the set. Outside attack. Meyer digs it up. Bracken with the set. Middle attack from Jones. Right side attack rolls over. Bracken right there. Nagel with the out of system set. Allison sends it down the line. And the one-handed pass, but it's going to land out of bounds, and the Owls take a 3-point lead, 6-3. Corinne Meyer back to serve again. And there's a kill for the Bearcats. Owls still leading 6-4. Into the lineup is number 8, Nina Jennings, and she'll be back to serve for Muncie Central. Nagel digs it up. Bracken. Meyer with the attack. At the net, and can't be returned by the Bearcats, and that's another point for the Owls, now leading 7-4. Freshman Rosie Bracken back to serve. Low fast serve from Bracken again. Tipped over. Nagel's there. Meyer. Back to Nagel. And the attack, Bearcat attack goes long. Owls have doubled up the score. 8-4. Bracken to serve again. Into the net and point for the Owls. They now lead 9-4. Service there gives the point to the Bearcats. That'll send number 7, Jasmine Polito, back to the line to serve. High serve handled by Meyer. Nagel sends it forward. Jones is going to send it over. And Bearcats can't return it. That's a point for the Owls. Now leading 10-5. J.C. Johnson returns to the lineup for service duties. And that's going to sail just out of bounds. And that'll be a point to Muncie Central. Owls still leading by 4, 10-6. Rebecca Johnson back to serve for the Bearcats. And service error sends it right back to the Owls. Paige Hurin enters the front row. Haley Allison back to serve. And the short serve sends the Bearcats scrambling. Outside attack into the block. And it's going to touch the antenna. It's going to be touch the antenna first. And that's going to be a point for the Owls. Up official got hit in the face. Adjusting their glasses. Owls now leading 12-6. Haley Allison back to serve again. Middle attack from the Bearcats. Bracken is there. Nagel. Hurin into the block. And didn't clear the net, so that'll be a point for the Bearcats as the Owls have a 5-point lead, 12-7. Close to Twilly, back to serve. And that's going to be an ace for the Bearcats. Owls still leading by 4, 12-8. And service error sends an easy point for the Owls. They're back to a 5-point lead. Freshman Katie Nagel back to serve with the quick serve. And there's an ace for Nagel. Owls are opened up a 6-point lead. Free ball from the Bearcats. Johnson to Bracken, and Prater with the swing. And free ball sent over. Nagel handles it. Bracken tips it over. And miscommunication by the Bearcats gives the point to the Owls. Owls now open up a 7-point lead, 15-8. Ace for Nagel. Owls double it up, 16-8. And with that, the Bearcats want to take a timeout. Want to thank Wendy Meyer with Lula Rogue, serving Eastern and Central Indiana, providing simply comfy and affordable clothing for all shapes and sizes of women. Where fashion meets comfort. Find her at Lula Rogue Wendy Meyer on Facebook. Doug Meyer with State Farm Insurance, located at 318 Parkview Drive in Newcastle. Being a good neighbor is more about being there when things go completely wrong. It's for all of life's moments. Contact Doug for all your auto, home, property, and life insurance needs. Find him at DougIsMyAgent.com. And get us Chrysler Dodge Defense Ram. Special sponsors of the Dodger post-game comments to be done at the conclusion of the varsity game. Katie Nagel back to serve again. And Esther Kim enters the lineup for the Owls. Nagel with the serve in the middle of the court. And attacking error. Owls now lead by 9, 17-8. Low fast serve. It's sent right back. Meyer to Bracken. Prater with the swing. At the net. Nagel pushes it over. Outside attack. Kim sends it over to net. And that's going to go out of bounds. Point to the Owls. Esther Kim with her first kill of the season. Owls have opened up a 10-point lead, 18-9 or 18-8. There's a free ball. Meyer to Bracken. Hurin. And there's an attacking error. They'll give a point. And service back to Muncie Central. I'll still have a 9-point lead, 18-9. Meyer, Bracken tips it over. Out of system set from the Bearcats, and that goes out of bounds. Point to the Owls. Leading 19-9. Sidney Jones returns to the lineup for the Owls.
Substitution comes back to 18. Jones.
Connie Prater back to serve for the Owls. Pushed over by the Bearcats. Meyer, Bracken with the low set. Harin sends that one over, but it fails out of bounds. And that'll be a point for Central.
Substitution for the Owls, number 3.
Grace Morton enters the lineup, as well as Mary Street for the Owls. Number 12, Brooklyn Emberton serving for Central. Nagel handles the serve. Bracken with the back set. To Moorman, and that's going to land in the court. Point for the Owls. Now leading 20 to 10. Check that. Sorry. Meyer to serve. Outside attack, and that's going to find the spot in the Owls defense, and that'll be a point for the Bearcats. Owls leading 20-11. Mia Jennings back to serve. Prater returns to the lineup for the Owls. Prater, Meyer runs it down. Jones is going to send it over in a good hustle. Middle attack. Nagel's got it. Send it over. Bearcats bring it. Bracken to Jones. That fails to clear the net, and that's will be a point for the Bearcats. Prater to Bracken. Jones, and that's going to sail out of bounds. Got a little too far under that one. Al still holding on to a 7-point lead. Bearcats making a little run here. Nagel. And ball handling here on the Owls. Bearcats are on a 4-point run. Nagel dives for it. The Bracken. Tipped over by Allison. Back over. And the Bearcats have closed the mid half. And Coach Clark wants a timeout. Give an opportunity to thank Creek Run Environmental Engineering, taking pride in what they do with 24 years of environmental engineering and environmental restitution. Find them at creekrun.com. Pride and Trust Financial Federal Credit Union, where your story matters, offering a variety of consumer and personal financial products and services. And Savage's Ale House, serving Savage's signature sandwiches, burgers, and beer. Stop in at 127 North High Street, Muncie. Bearcats back to serve. Jennings. Meyer, Prater, and the outset for the down. And Owls need to side out here. The Bearcats have closed within 4. Prater to Bracken. Back row attack from Meyer. Meyer to Bracken. Back row attack from Nagel to the opposite corner. And that will be the side out we were looking for. Owls go back up by 5, 21-16, and end the Bearcats run of 6 points. Bracken will be back to serve. And there's an A for Bracken.
Muncie Burris.
And that goes out of bounds. That'll be a side out to
Point for the Bearcats.
Bracken. Nagel with the set. And that'll be Allison with the swing. And that's what wins inbound. Big point to the Bearcats. Al still leading by 4, 22-18. Meyer. Nagel to Allison. There's a free ball over from the Bearcats. Meyer. Nagel's going to push this one over. Meyer. Nagel sets up. Allison, she sends it over to the middle. Bearcats scramble. Meyer again with the dig. Nagel back to Allison. There's a push over. Meyer. Nagel's going to take this one, and she'll get the kill.
Nice rally by both schools. Substitution for the Owls, number 2, Loren. Back to serve.
There, Scott returns to the lineup. Sydney Jones will be back to serve. Short serve from Jones. Off the block. Jones will dig it up. Nagel sets up Allison. She sends it to the middle of the court. Middle attack goes into the net. Owls now lead 24-18. Sydney Jones will be back to serve for match point. Outside attack. That's going to land in the back corner. And the Bearcats are still alive here in the second set. Rebecca Johnson back to serve.
Substitution. Return lineup for the Owls, number 4, Johnson.
JC Johnson enters the lineup for the Owls. Short serve. Nagel handles it, and that's going to be a point for the Bearcats. Owls just needing one to finish off the Bearcats. They lead 24-20. Bearcat serve handled by Bracken. Nagel sets it up to straight. She sends it across, and that just lands out of bounds. Another point. Johnson, Nagel, and a free ball sent over by Allison. Roll shot, Bracken's there. Allison sets up, Meyer's going to push that one over. Oh, net violation is going to end it. Owls are going to win, taking the second set, 25-24. Thank you everyone for tuning in this year for the JV matches. This will be the final one. Join us next year. We definitely appreciate all your views and support. Switch over to the Varsity channel. We will have the senior night festivities broadcast live on the Varsity Lake. Thank you.